Hello there my backers, it's Teka here. And for today's video we'll be talking about the new upcoming anime of next season. So, summer is right behind the corner. So of course, summer's anime will be releasing. This next season promises a lot. For the first time in a while, we don't have many isekai. More so, I've noticed that there are more anime related to swords or sword fighting, even a bit more magic than usual. I was surprised to not really find any summer anime, the closest being to an actual summer or beach anime was Genjitsu no Yohane, Sunshine in the Mirror. The synopsis is nobody knows the story of the girl that everybody knows. Numazu is a scenic port town surrounded by the mountains and the sea. Yohane, a girl who has struggled to fit with her surroundings since childhood, spends her day avoiding people in the city. What I want to do now, my true whereabouts, that is, walking with a girl that cannot be honest, in a mysterious world. You are familiar with another sun that has yet to appear. So it sounds like a bit of a mystery, probably a bit of a Yuri anime. It's scheduled to release in June 25, so it's pretty early seeing how most anime for the summer release begin in the beginning of July. Besides that, it's under Studio Sunrise, which has a fitting title for the next season. And you might know Studio Sunrise for Gintama and Cowboy Bebop and Code Geass. So yeah, that was the summer anime for the summer of 2023. Now let's go on to the sequels and side stories before we talk about the rest. Next season will bring us a lot of sequels and side stories. A lot of very much anticipated ones. Starting with Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. And the more Gojiro, the better. Besides that, we also get Mushoku Tensei Season 2. I finally have a reason to finish part 2 of Season 1 after I stopped watching it the moment Rudius and his teacher kept missing each other by a hair, because I was like, no, they cannot be like this. Sadly they are. One of the best isekais to come out in recent years finally gets its second season. It promises to be great. The preview video showed a lot of fighting, a possible true enemy for the trio, and the promise of our beloved elven tomboy to be reunited with Rudius. Yeah, elven tomboy. For some reason I assume I am the only one that really loves the character and sees Rudius going on with her instead of any of the other girls, but yeah, I'm in the minorities, I think. Next up, Masamune-kun no Revenge Season 2. This means we will get more romance anime filled with revenge. Oh yeah! Bleach 1000-Year Blood Arc will continue finishing the Swordfield story of Bleach with another arc of the long-awaited 1000-Year Blood Arc. The separation is coming up. Are you ready to continue, as this arc will take 1000 years to fully be released? Ran the Girlfriend will have another season coming up. We might finally learn who of the girls Kazuya ends up with in this comedy-filled romance story. Who knows? I'm definitely voting for the blue-haired one. Did you miss some adapted Horimiya chapters? Well, Horimiya Peace is here to help. You adapt by adapting chapters that did not yet get adapted into the anime. So, if you missed one, you should definitely watch it. Did you enjoy the antics of Asamu and Chuya? Do you want more? Well, are you lucky? Bungo Stray Dogs gets a 5th season, starting July 12th. We finally get more of the crazy antics of our favorite detectives. The beautiful romance of a boy who cannot touch the girl that loves him, the Duke of Death and his mate, will soon get a 2nd season, and it seems we get to know about more dukes and their mates. Sugar Apple Fairy Tale, a pretty unnoticed anime before, will return with another season of a story about special sugar. And I'm not talking about the white powder kind. This one is pink after all. Devil is a part-timer gets a continuation. The new season is called Season 2. But if you think you already saw Season 2, you are right. This is the 2 exclamation Season 2 that got a demon lord and special burgers. Remember when this would never get a 2nd season? Well, now it technically gets a 2nd part to its 2nd season. And next up, Spy Classroom Season 2 as the last anime sequel or side story I'll be talking about. Who knows, we might get more cute spies or we will finally lose some of them. What will happen, we will find out next season. Now that the sequels and side stories are over, let's get into some of the new or newly adapted stuff. First off, let's start strong for all our zombie enjoyers and those that miss High School of the Dead. Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead, is one of the rare zombie anime. The story follows a guy called Akira Tendo. He's a broken man working at an exploitative company for 3 years. The boy is not even able to confess his feeling to his cute coworker. One day, he watches a zombie movie in his garbage-filled apartment without any life left in him. The next morning, he sees his landlord having breakfast. How cute. If you call another tenant breakfast. But even though Akira is running for his life, he feels more alive than the past 3 years. This anime is adapted from a manga with the same name. The manga is still ongoing, so who knows how much zombie-like fun we might have in the future. From the preview video looks stunning, and the animation seems smooth. It seems less edgy than High School of the Dead, but this might be the best alternative as far as zombie anime goes. The studios behind it are Bug Films, and this anime seems to be their debut series. This might be the start of something beautiful. I plan to keep an eye on it soon enough. The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses is a sweet romance anime about a boy called Kaide Kamura, who is the deskmate of I, Me. Not the I from Oshinoko, no, this is a completely different girl. Kaide is absolutely enamored with I. After a few days of being her deskmate, he noticed how I has trouble seeing the board, squinting her eyes. She had forgotten her glasses after all. Ever the good boy, Kaide will make sure that I won't be troubled with her short-sightedness. Slowly but surely, Kaide gets more enamored with I. And Kaide soon becomes the person I want to see most of all. Brought to you by Studio Gohan, the people that brought you Setokai Yakun Domo and the K-series. Many cute and wholesome times will wait on you with this anime adaptation of this ongoing manga. It gives off some Aharon-san vibes if you ask me, without Kaido making up all kinds of weird things. The preview video looked alright, but only after the first 25 seconds. As in the first 25 seconds, it looked really weird. It was like a weird 3D animation with a camera in a weird angle, and the way the male protagonist moved seemed unnatural, almost robot-like. Now, what this will turn out to be fully depends on the future, but for now, I plan to stick with the manga. If this 25 preview video seconds is something uniquely to the preview video and won't ever show up in the anime, I do not mind. I'll likely watch it, but for now, I'm staying away from it. Watashi no Chiawase nan Kekon, or My Happy Marriage, is a story about how Mio, a girl born from a loveless marriage, finds back her happiness after years of being a servant to her father and new stepfamily. Being set up in an arranged marriage with a cold and cruel commander might seem worse at first, but Mio soon discovers that he is actually a sweet and kind person who brings back her happiness. The story seems like an usual great husband but horrible family. It's not for everyone, but there is clearly some effort put into it to make it look at least great. It gives up some Violet Evergarden vibes to me, and it's brought to you by Kinema Citrus, who brought you Made in Abyss and Barakamon before, so animation wise it will surely be beautiful. Music will also be great. I'm just not too sure if I will enjoy the story, but you might enjoy it more than me. People are different. Liar Liar! This season's gambling and gaming ruled high school anime. The story is all about a school the size of an island, where everything is decided to games and waged through stars. The most talented people at the school are called the Seven Stars. However, a mental game of lies and bluff starts when the transfer student Hiroto beats the strongest empress in the school. It is a thrilling story, as the manga readers might tell you. Not much is known about the anime yet, but it gives me some High School of the Elite vibes, so I'll definitely give it a watch. Reign of the Seven Spellblades is an anime about a boy called Oliver Horn, who meets a mysterious girl wielding a katana and wearing Japanese clothes. Fascinated by the girl, his indifference to the elite magic school Kimberly changes to fascination. Ever since the opening ceremony, Oliver discovers that not everything is what it seems at Kimberly. It seems a lot like Harry Potter with swords or like Marshall with swords. And it's brought to you by GC Staff, who brought you comedy masterpieces like Konosuba and Psyche already. But something tells me this might not be that much of a comedy. After the defeat of the Demon Lord by the hero creates a school for future heroes. Rosewood Academy is still a school for heroes many centuries later. One of the top students, Armest Flaming, also known as the Empress of Flame, cause Flaming was not enough of a name to tell us she likes fire, she is one day asked to supervise and guide around a boy called Blade by the king. Again, really original name. What would he use? I don't think he will use any bladed weapons. He will likely use a big stick like every baka. Blade seems to match Honest to her annoyance. The story follows the students struggling on their path to become heroes. That's the story of Eiju Kiyoshitsu, or Classroom for Heroes. An edgy fantasy school harem anime. It gives off some Soul Eater mixed with Welcome to the Demon King Academy vibes, if you ask me. I'm calling dibs on it, that the male protagonist is at least half Demon Lord. Not that I will necessarily watch it, as this is not really something I'm interested in. Maybe I'll watch it if it turns out to be a great masterpiece with enough dark hidden themes in it. My tiny senpai follows a boy, Chinozaki, and his time at the company with his cute tiny senpai. It's another slice of life romance anime about coworkers. Kind of like My Senpai is Annoying. I was surprised to learn that these two stories are not made by the same person or directed by the same directors. This time around, instead of having a small protagonist, the main character is not the tiny one. It is done by Project Number 9, the studios behind Love After World Domination. Personally, at the moment, I'll stay with My Senpai is Annoying, but don't let it stop you from giving it the show a watch. I personally think that My Senpai is Annoying has yet enough to show us still, and if this story would not have much the same as My Senpai is Annoying, then I would definitely give it a watch, however. Hyoka Shukizoku tells the story of Hiromu Arakawa before becoming a manga artist. She spent 7 years working as a farmer, not father, but farmer, in Hokkaido. Well acquainted with the many emotions that are part and parcel of agricultural work, she captures the harsh reality of Japanese dairy farming while also shedding light in the tough and powerful way of life. In a series of side-splitting episodes, known for numerous works in which she celebrates the joy of life, in this essay-style comic, Arakawa reveals her own roots and little-known truths about farming life. It looks really funny and cute, but there is not much known yet. There is not even a preview video. But what I do love is that it's told through the perspective and the experiences of the mangaka. There has been another manga I've been following with the same, so if they are slightly the same, then I will definitely give it a watch. The manga I'm referring to is the lesbian comic writer or the lesbian mangaka about how mangaka goes around being lesbian as well. The end of the 19th century, a vampire's wife is murdered, and the detective known as the cage user is called in to solve the crime. But there is more to the detective and the curtained birdcage he carries. After all, when solving a case involving a monster, it might just take one to know one. This is one of the rare vampire anime the past few years, and based on the preview, so far it promises to be a great anime. I honestly hope this Victorian era supernatural genre gets more work under its genre. Not necessarily a sequel to this anime, but more to the genre itself. Of course, another detective story might be fun as we see our main character grow older and grow from the earlier seasons, but it can also be a one-time love. Last, but definitely not least, is an anime which I look forward to watching most of all. It's Dekiru Neko wa Keon mo Jutsu, or The Masterful Cat is depressed again today. It is about an office lady taking in a black cat on a snowy day. Little did the woman know that the kitten would turn into a masterful cat the size of a human, or even bigger, because this black cat suddenly is towering over her. The cat plays the role of a house husband, prideful about his work and happy to get a good sale. Once again, a project by Studio Gohans. It is adapted from a manga with the same name and it looks really good. Starting from the preview, I was especially amazed by how the car looked in the preview because damn, it looked really realistic. It will probably top way of the house husband anime wise, so stay tuned and definitely give it a try because This might be the best house husband anime for a while. Till Way of the House Husband gets a non-stop motion picture kind of thing. Anime. Like we actually get an anime instead of some moving pictures. Now, let's go on to the few isekai stories that might be coming out next season. I think there are 4 or 5 isekais that will be coming. It really seems like this upcoming season we have more with magic and with supernatural stuff than that we have actually any isekais. More fantasy, pure fantasy or such. And more slice of life. Level 1 Daikado unique skill the Saikyu Desu follows a guy called Ryato Sato who died from overwork instead of Trokkun for once before reincarnated in another world where his level will always be just 1. So he will never level up or become stronger if he is like that. Luckily, he has one thing going from him. It's that he has max luck. The civilization he ends up in depends on what items dungeon monsters drop if they are killed. Due to his high luck, Ryota is able to not only get the best drops, but also drops no one else could get beforehand. Due to those drops, he can become the strongest adventurer in the world while being level 1. It is quite an interesting isekai as the world system is so special and well worked out. I have been reading the manga for a while and it stays interesting by letting Ryota overcome his obstacles in a unique way, similar to how unique the system is. There is no farming in this world, it are all mob drops. Even water, as in drinking water, is a mob drop. Reinhardt is born into a new world after dying once already. The goddess gives him a lot of magic power because of it. Yet, it is so much magical power that the measuring device cannot count it and displays only the last 2 numbers. The number was so low the royal family left him for dead in the woods, where he survives using his huge amount of magic power. That's the promise of am I actually the strongest? This manga it is adapted from was a fun read at first, but afterwards slow translations and a boring few chapters after another one made it run dry for me. It's a run-of-the-mill power fantasy sky in my opinion, just a harem with all kinds of special girls. Like you have the lolly teacher with cat mouth, you have the little sister, you have the big booba creature girl. It's your run-of-the-mill stuff, and of course he's overpowered and he has a special kind of magic that nobody else in the world has. So pretty boring. I do not think I will be watching it. Not at all. Don't know about you isekai fans. The most heretical last boss queen from villainess to savior follows a girl being reincarnated into the 8-year-old body of Pride Royal Ivy. Again, awesome names. You do not know this is a royal family. What's a name, am I right? Pride is the final boss, an all-out scum of an otome game called To Albion of Light with you. Knowing of how it will end, Pride uses her cheat skills to survive and save her father's lives, rescues the kingdom, and become a kind and benevolent ruler. All of it in the hopes to change her fate. It's a quite interesting anime. Seeing it from the preview, it seems we might see a lot of what originally would happen, which makes it a step up from reincarnated as the villain is in my opinion. Even though it's another otome game isekai, it's still fresh compared to some other subgenres like isekai cooking. The Great Cleric decides to isekai's 10 people to another world. Among them was one salaryman fighting against his fate of death. this person would be known as the Great Cleric soon enough. Nobody knows what might become of him, not even the storyteller. It is a bit of an unknown series, it seems, and it's based on a manga made during the time that many healer isekais would be releasing, such as The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. Who knows, it might be a hidden gem, but for now it seems to be a general run-of-the-mill isekai story. In Okashi no Tensei, a promising patissier is isekai'd. He plans to use this second chance to achieve his dream of making the world's greatest pastry. It's another cooking isekai anime, once again, as if we did not have enough already. There are a lot of cooking isekai anime recently and a lot more manga. But this one stands out from the other ones cause this person is only 9. Yes, 9 years old. I don't think I have to say more about this. And last, but definitely not least, I kept one of the most anticipated and weirdest, but most of all, funniest isekais of next season till now. It's finally here! Reincarnated as a vending machine, we'll finally get an anime adaptation. Yes! Clap your hands! Give it a rise! It will start July 5. The story follows a vending machine fanatic as he is one day crushed by a vending machine instead of Raccoon hitting him. He's reincarnated as a vending machine. In a fantasy world, he needs coins to operate and be powered up. But the creatures in the forest don't have them. A girl soon comes to his saviors, and realizing he is sentient, he brings the vending machine to her village, where his adventures will truly begin. I have been waiting for this anime to be serialized. I mean, the manga has been great, and I never laughed so hard with an isekai like this. Reincarnated as a sword was great, but reincarnated as a vending machine, yeah, this is a promise of some of the greatest fun ever. I'm really looking forward to it. It looked great from what I've seen so far. So I hope it gets many more seasons soon. This was all for the anime of next season. Of course, there will be many more new anime, but I cannot go over everything or this video would be 10 times as long. I picked some of the more interesting releases, as I know there can be a lot of new anime to release. For example, there is another one about a priest in a village getting a new priest to help him that I thought was not all too interesting. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you are looking forward to watching most, and maybe speculate what you think about some of them, if you have read them or not, or some other upcoming anime we did not talk about that you actually hope to see soon. I have been Teka, and this was my review of the upcoming anime of summer 2023. I hope to see you next time. Like if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe if you did not yet. It's free! And I hope to see you next time. Bye, my bakas! I was your upper baka.
シュキシュキシュキシャキシャキ設定うんかんかしてたらすぐ卒業シュキシュキシュキシャキシャキ設定のバカバカバカ